Oh, oh,
Ooh. Anybody ever have a hot potato? Hey, if you did, you stuck it up your sleeve, if you were a guy, in the winter, in a, I can't fit it up there, but women, remember, used to have muffs. They put their hands in to keep up. You don't remember that. I don't either.
Anyway.
But anyway, they would put a hot potato in the muff to keep their hands warm.
yeah, and people, the potato sellers were very popular in Victorian times and later in England, and people would get a baked potato. It was hot, and they could eat it right away. Here's this guy's, or he's on his way to the theater, or people on their way to and from work would buy potatoes from hot potatoes from these people, would keep them warm, their hands warm, and then give them a hot meal. We have lots of photos of these guys in London at the turn of this last century. So the subject of hot potato is something that we pay attention to here.
Well, it became, did it not, a term for a really tough subject.
Yeah.
That nobody wants to handle, as it were.
Exactly.
So Tom here, am I in there? I don't know if I wrote anything. Anyway, he wrote this book about the hot potato capital of the world, especially now.
Well, because
Yike.
I lived in Washington, D.C. We had the exhibit there for a while, the Potato Museum, and I started to realize that lots of cities have nicknames. New York is the Big Apple and the Big Windy and all that. But Washington, D.C. didn't really have a nickname, and yet it's the place where hot potato issues are handled every single day. And so I thought a perfect nickname would be Washington, D.C., the hot potato. And so I did a whole book explaining why this was important.
Yes, it's a book,
And
Tom.
basically
we can see that it's a book.
And the history of handling hot
Is
potatoes.
today's hot potato the crash into the Baltimore Key
Well, yeah.
Bridge? I don't know.
So here's,
His favorite T-shirt.
yeah. So what I did on the back of this is and this is in the
Unreal.
book.
Unreal, huh?
This is hot potato topics that were difficult to handle during each presidential administration. And can
Have
you
you
read?
got Donnie on there?
He's not on there. We stopped at Obama.
Oh.
Hot potatoes were the Affordable Care Act, the Benghazi, Libya, immigration reform. George W. Bush, for instance, was the Patriot Act, the Afghan wars. Clinton was the Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Okay, basta,
So
così. Yeah.
lots of hot potatoes, always difficult to handle. Go from Congress to the White House and back, passing these hot potatoes
We
back.
tried to get this going as a thing, and who was that journalist that liked
Yeah,
it a
so
lot?
it was written
I
up.
can't even think.
I don't know
Washington
if-
Post
I
guy
don't know
really
if
liked
I
it,
don't know if it's been,
but I don't think we call it the hot potato.
I don't think it's been picked up as,
Alas.
except we refer to the Washington D.C. as the
What
hot
can
potato.
I say? We loved
All right.
living there.
You know, there we go.
Capitol Hill. Does that ring a